everything you need to know about fins. I think that's all of them. Today I'm going to be covering snorkeling fins, scuba diving fins, free diving fins, and underwater hockey/rugby fins. There should be chapters, so just skip over to the section that you are interested in, or just watch the whole video to learn everything you need to know about fins. So let's get started with the snorkeling fins, or the fins for beginners. Snorkeling fins typically will be closed-footed, about this length. They can range in length a little bit. Buy them for as little as $20. I think this is one of the cheapest brands, Land and Sea, in Australia that you can find in BCF non-specialized diving stores. What are the pros and cons? These ones, pros, they are extremely cheap. They have a good shape, and as you can see, they're quite durable. You can get slightly fancier fins like this. Again, these are Land and Sea. They have a little hole in here, which is meant to help with water flow and therefore your kicks. They are quite soft silicone, so they shouldn't be hurting you. For snorkeling, you can also get away with just some bigger versions of pool fins like these. Also, most of these fins we have collected from op shops or secondhand stores because we ran multiple underwater hockey and rugby clubs, as well as me and my partner have been scuba divers and free divers for about 15 years. So all of our old gear is here, as well as all the things we've picked up secondhand. Like you can see that one still has a tag. It's $5. These ones are like big pool fins. Again, nice and soft silicone. That is the key thing you're looking for, that the silicone is soft around your foot pocket so it doesn't hurt you. And honestly, check out your secondhand stores. You'll be able to find things like these Mara's ones, which is a really good dive brand. So this can also double up as a scuba diving fin. You can tell because it's really sturdy. It's not as flexible as the other fins, yet the silicone around the foot pocket is really nice and soft. More secondhand fins, again, these ones are more of a scuba diving type because they have that reinforcement here. For snorkeling, you are looking for soft and comfortable silicone. You are making sure that it fits your foot. Potentially get a size bigger so you can wear a sock with it, which is really going to eliminate any types of blisters. You can also use these, most of these, for scuba diving in warm and tropical climates. However, as someone who scuba dives more, if you want to get more into diving, become a PADI pro, I would recommend getting open foot pockets. Open heel fins. We're just gonna dive into underwater hockey and rugby really quickly. These are probably the most popular underwater hockey and rugby fins. As you can see, Najade, we got them for $5 at the op shop. Sometimes secondhand stores just don't know what they have. These brand new are like $200 plus shipping from overseas, so they're fantastic. We have them here ready for anyone who might need to borrow them. For underwater hockey and rugby, you want, again, comfortable foot. These ones you can see are the slingbacks, but you can use any of these different types for underwater hockey and rugby. For those two sports, you are looking for a more stiffer blade, so it doesn't move as much. So this one's pretty good in terms of stiffness. This one's great because it allows you more maneuverability while you're in the pool. See, this one's a little bit more kicky, but it's all fine by using any of those. You cannot use free diving fins or like open heel scuba diving fins for any of your underwater hockey or rugby sessions. Free diving fins. I have one of my free diving fins up here, but overall there's going to be 4 different types of free diving fins. If you're a beginning free diver and more of a snorkeler, you can get away with any of these types. Then your next kind of free diving fin is going to be your fully plastic one. So they're great if you're a beginner. They don't scratch as easily. They don't break. You don't have to feel bad about them getting damaged when you're getting in and out of the boat. They're pretty affordable. You can get them anywhere from $80 to $150. Now the next step were the fins that I used for a long time. They are fiberglass. I absolutely adore these fins. However, I did get the ice white because they are so light in the water. They kind of look like mackerel or some type of fish. So sharks really liked me when I wore those ice white fins. And more often than not, I would be followed around by sharks because they were curious what my fins were. So my partner would have more camouflage type fins. He would have the plastic green ones. the sharks wouldn't bother him, while my fiberglass white ones, the sharks would follow me. I was safe, but it does make it a little bit, you know, freaky when you dive down to 15 meters and then you look around and there's a little shark just like, who are you? What are you doing? You always do get that sharky feeling, as you remember from my short about how I didn't even notice a shark snuck up on me. They're slightly more expensive, slightly more sensitive. They do get scratched. However, they improve your in-water propulsion significantly. So for freediving, these guys are really not going to get you very far, but your long plastic fins are going to really improve your kicking, because in freediving, unlike scuba and the other sports, you are not breathing, right? So you need to have the most efficient kicks that you possibly can. So that's what the long fins are. It requires you to do less movements, nice, long, slow movements, and it's going to propel you further underwater. So fiberglass compared to plastic, massive difference. You're gonna glide through the water a lot further because they have a much better response to your kicking. And the level above that is what I have here, composite fiber. So again, they are not fiberglass, they're composite fiber. These ones are by Diver. I absolutely love them. I got more camouflage ones so I wasn't followed by sharks. But as you can see, they scratch. Dived off of a beach, or you know, I was walking up and down rocks, or accidentally kicked a rock. Every single scratch is going to be seen. Composite, again, give you better propulsion than fiberglass ones. You pick your fins based off of how heavy you are. So I have the soft because I weigh under 70 kilos, so I need to have better response. Meanwhile, my partner, who weighs closer to 100 kilos, he'll have the medium or hard ones to just allow his body weight to actually be propelled through the water with the harder fins. So composite is the next step up. It is more expensive. It is more sensitive to getting broken. And personally, I don't want carbon fiber. I'm perfectly happy with my composite. I like that they're still quite durable and I don't have to worry about them breaking as much as the carbon fiber ones. They still allow me amazing propulsion underwater, like a free diver who's trying to break records. So for me, for casual free diving, these are my absolute baby. I'm obsessed with them. Now, in the pinnacle of all fins, anyone who has started doing research about freediving fins, you would have heard that carbon fiber is the way to go. It has the best response, but they are also the most expensive. They are also pretty sensitive, so you can see all the scratches. Step on them on the boat or anything, they will snap. Some of these scratches are actually from our dogs because they stand on our fins. More expensive, better propulsion in the water. Some really beautiful designs, as you can see. These are all from Divar. If you are not trying to break any records, I recommend stick with the fiberglass or the composite. You are not losing that much in terms of performance, especially if you're only going to 15 or 20 meters. But if you want to get into freediving, definitely invest into composite or carbon fiber then, rather than the plastic. The plastic is just so much like heavier on your feet and you just feel like you're dragging through the water, and it's not going to allow you to be as fish-like in the water. Sorry, there's something so fun about doing this. Now let's get into scuba. You guys know I have been a scuba diving instructor for 12 years, and these are the fins that I live and dive by. They're the Sea Wing Novas. I know they've come up with some options for closed-footed ones, so let's just go through what you're looking for in a scuba fin. If you are doing cold water diving or beach diving, you want these open to heel options because you can wear a bootie in there, so you're much more comfortable, not going to get blisters, and it's keeping your feet warm, and you can take these fins off and then walk up and down the beach. If you are doing tropical water diving, always from a boat, you can dive in any of these types of fins. These guys just give much better propulsion than these standard fins. In terms of scuba fins, in terms of the shape, there are split fins. Do not get those. Everyone says they're great in a current, but I have seen many people getting stuck in a current. They were really popular a few years ago when they were kind of all the rage. Personally, I would not recommend getting split fins. If you like them and if you feel like you get cramps a lot, and the split fins do definitely feel lighter on your feet, so if you're not diving in very current heavy areas, you can keep your split fin. Then you got your single, the standard kind of scuba fins. Those are great. Again, they give you a lot of propulsion in the water. Some of my favorite ones are the Scuba Pro, like more heavy duty ones, because they're very and hard, so gives you more propulsion. And unlike freediving, you want a fin that's going to, again, require minimal effort to propel you through the water, not too long so you don't crash into things, but also has that power, so you kind of want a stiffer one. The beauty about the Seawing Novas, which are in their own category, is that they have engineering marvels. So they can fully fold like this. You can pack them away like this, and look at that recoil. They just send so much power through the water. This is my third set in 12 years. I will never get other fins. However, if you do have high arches, be careful, because a lot of people do feel a little bit of pressure here. And if you feel pressure here whilst you're in the store, once you're in diving, it's going to cause pain. So make sure that you double check the fit of Seawing Novas, especially if this part of your foot is pretty high up. One way to counteract that is you can get not hard sole booties, but soft sole booties, so your foot sits lower down in the fin. But in terms of scuba diving fins, depending what type of diving you're doing, warm water diving, cold water diving, or beach diving, in terms of these attachments, I love the bungee straps. There are like metal straps that you can also get, metal bungee straps, they're great. If you get the other ones, which are just this picture, chances are they'll break off, they will stretch, they will fall off underwater. It's just not ideal. So again, Scuba Pro, if you want to sponsor me, I'd really appreciate it, because these are my ultimate favorite fins. I love them so much. But let me know down below, what are the fins that you swear by? I would love to hear your stories.